Good evening, people. Welcome back on the Flash Info on Reflets Television. Cameroon school resumption. The super mayor of the city of Douala, Bassadine, went down to many schools in the square to touch on the effectiveness of this new school year. From Douala 2e to Douala 5e via Douala 1er, he offered various managers face masks, hydroalcoholic gels, sprays, and pieces of soap to enable them to fight against the pandemic of the new coronavirus. Pupils and students of examination classes and all varsity students in Cameroon have begun resuming classes this Monday, June 1, nationwide after almost 3 months break imposed by the killer coronavirus pandemic, which has so far claimed close to 200 lives in the country. Sent back home close to 3 months ago as part of measures taken by the government to contain the spread of the coronavirus pandemic, pupils and students of examination classes and all varsity students resumed classes this Monday amid fears from parents. Still in Cameroon, we talk about sports now. Cancellation of the 23rd edition of the University Games in Cameroon. Part of the funds planned for this organization will be injected into the fight against the COVID-19. The announcement was made by the Minister of Higher Education on Sunday, May 31, originally scheduled for May 23 to 30, 2020 at the University of Yaoundé. These games were postponed to a later date 1 week before the stopping of the sports championships at the end of a preparatory meeting. Finally, they will no longer take place this year due to the pandemic of the new coronavirus. In Ivory Coast, supporters of former Ivorian President Laurent Gbagbo and his political ally Charles Blé Goudé are eagerly awaiting the return of the duo as the country readies for keenly awaited presidential elections. Gbagbo's travel restrictions from Belgium were lifted this week by the ICC, igniting talks of his return to the country. Supporters at the press conference said all was set to receive the former president. The supporters further called for President Alassane Ouattara to lead a national reconciliation in the interest of peace in the West African nation. Gbagbo can leave Belgium under certain conditions, the International Criminal Court has said. Following his acquittal last year over post-election violence that killed an estimated number of 3,000 people, Ethiopian government accused of human rights violations. Amnesty International said members of Ethiopian security forces have burned homes and committed multiple offenses, including rape, arbitrary arrests and detentions in Oromia and Amhara regions of the country. In a statement issued on Saturday, Amnesty International said the security forces had used attacks by armed groups and to contain intercommunal violence as an excuse to commit such human rights violations. Amnesty International said it documented how security forces committed the grave human rights violations between December 2018 and December 2019, despite reforms which led to the release of thousands of detainees, expansion of the civic and political space, and repeal of draconian laws such as the Anti-Terrorism Proclamation, which were previously used to repress human rights. In 2018, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's government lifted a ban on opposition parties, some of which had been designated as terrorist organizations and forced into exile, allowing them to take part in elections initially scheduled for August 2020 but postponed due to COVID-19. This is all for today. Thanks for coming back, dear viewers. Stay tuned on Reflets Television. Our programs are ongoing.